Good morning students. In today's video, we will start Right to Information Act 2005. To begin with, introduction. The right to information is a fundamental right under the Constitution of India. Information is necessary to form and express opinions, dissent, or support on any matter. It is a part of Article 19, subsection 1, subsection A. Information is necessary for protection of the right to life and liberty. That's why it is a part of Article 21. Next, the right to information includes take notes, extracts, copy of documents or records, as well as it includes inspecting works, documents and records. It includes obtaining information in any mode as well as taking certified samples of material. In short, we can say that information under Section 2, subsection F includes documents, emails, samples, press release, contacts, data in electronic form, reports, and records in a exhaustive manner. Next, we are looking at the objectives of the Act. The list is visible on your screen. Like the very first one is the Right to Information Act sets out a practical regime of right to information for citizens. Practical regime means how they can obtain information, what are the procedures involved. Next, to secure access to information under the control of public authorities. This feature is required because public authorities are supposed to work in the interest of the public. So that's why the Act provides access to information under the control of public authorities. Next, to promote transparency and accountability in the working of every public authority. Next, to contain corruption. Next, to increase citizens' awareness and ability to exercise their other rights also by the way of obtaining necessary information. Next and last is to equip them to participate meaningfully in the development process. So, these are the objectives of the Information Act. Next, we will discuss salient features of RTI Act 2005. Different points has been discussed here with, like the Act replaced Freedom of Information Act 2002. Jammu and Kashmir has a separate Right to Information Act. RTI relaxes restrictions placed by Official Secrets Act 1923. There are three levels in the Act. One is Public Information Officer, next is First Appellate Authority, and next is Central Information Commission, that is CIC. Next, time period for Public Information Officer is either expeditiously or within 30 days from the date of receipt by the public authority. Next is maximum time gap for first appeal is 30 days since time limit of supply of information is expired. Next, time period for appellate authority within 30 days or in exceptional cases 45 days from the date of receipt by the public authority. Next, maximum time gap for second appeal is 90 days since the limit of time supply of information is expired. RTI Act also asks for computerization and proactively publish information so that process is faster and more transparent. Next, bodies applicable under RTI. It includes constitutional bodies at center and state, which includes legislature, executive, as well as judiciary bodies, NGOs financed by government, privatized public utility companies. However, there are certain bodies which are excluded under RTI for the security reasons, like Central Intelligence and Security Agencies, agencies of state specified through notification. However, this exclusion is not absolute. Next, Central Information Commission shall consist of one Chief Information Commissioner and up to 10 Central Information Commissioners. The Chief Information Commissioner shall hold office for a period of 5 years. This is 5 from the date on which he enters upon his office and shall not be eligible for reappointment. The Act has 31 sections and 6 chapters. Section 8 deals with information exempted under the preview of this Act. So these are the various features of RTI, that is the Right to Information Act 2005. Thank you.